Welcome to Shikara Academy. Day 30. Subject Geography. Topic Urbanization in Telangana State. Spatio-temporal changes in Telangana State. Urban growth in the Telangana State. Migration in Telangana State. See the question. What are the causes and consequences of rural to urban migration in Telangana? Rural to urban migration in Telangana. Okay, this question is regarding migration. Before entering into this question, we have to know about what is migration. Asal migration ante enti? Migration is nothing but moving of people from one place to other place, okay, is known as migration. The question is asking about rural to urban migration. Okay, many people are moving from rural to urban areas. Okay, అలా వెళ్ళినప్పుడు what about the causes, okay, and what about the consequences? See here, see the answer. This is the introduction. Telangana, a state in southern India. Telangana, a state in southern India. Rural to urban migration in Telangana, as in many other regions, driven by various push and pull factors. Okay, now migration in Telangana is driven by various push and pull factors. Here, some of the causes and consequences. Initially, we will discuss about the causes, then we will discuss about the consequences. See the first cause. The first cause for the migration is limited employment opportunities in rural areas. Limited employment opportunities in rural areas. Rural areas lo majority of the people depending on agriculture. Majority of the people in the rural areas depending on agriculture. Okay, and other than agriculture, the services are very less. Other than agriculture, the services which are there in the villages are very less. Whenever this area is completely dominated by agriculture, okay, sometimes there is a failure of agriculture. Whenever the agriculture fails, what about the employment opportunities? There is no question of employment opportunities in the rural areas other than agriculture. See here, many rural areas in Telangana face limited job opportunities, particularly in agriculture, which is the primary occupation. Okay, lack of industrialization and modernization in rural sectors often leads to unemployment. Okay, ఇక్కడ రూరల్ ఏరియాస్లో ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ఉండవండి. ఇండస్ట్రీస్ లేవనుకోండి, దెర్ ఈజ్ నో క్వశ్చన్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాపర్ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ లేదనుకోండి, దాన్ని ఏమంటామంటే అన్ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ అంటాం. ఓకే, అండ్ ఆల్సో ఇట్ లీడ్స్ టు అండర్ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ పుషింగ్ పీపుల్ టు సీక్ ద బెటర్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఇన్ అర్బన్ సెంటర్స్. ఓకే, రూరల్ ఏరియాస్లో ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ దొరకడం కష్టం కాబట్టి మెనీ పీపుల్ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఫర్ అర్బన్ ఏరియాస్ in search of better employment. That is the first cause. The second cause is urban job opportunities. Okay, rural areas అనుకోండి అగ్రికల్చర్ మీద డిపెండ్ కావాలి, కానీ అర్బన్ ఏరియాస్ వచ్చారనుకోండి we will find n number of job opportunities in urban areas. See here, the cities like Hyderabad offered diverse range of employment opportunities in the sectors such as IT, manufacturing, services and healthcare. ఓకేనా, రూరల్ ఏరియాస్లో అనుకోండి ఐటీ కంపెనీస్ అనేటివి ఉండవు, తర్వాత హెల్త్ కేర్ అనేది ప్రాపర్గా ఉండదు, కానీ ఇవన్నీ చూడండి ఐటీ సెక్టార్, మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ సెక్టార్ అండ్ హెల్త్ కేర్స్ ఆర్ health care got widely developed in urban areas. That's why people are moving from rural areas to urban areas. The third cause is improved infrastructure and services. Okay, urban areas are having proper infrastructure and services. It means that urban areas generally offer better infrastructure. Okay na, improved infrastructure ante elantivi ante access to essential services. Okay, access to essential services such as education, health care, transportation, sanitation. Urban areas are having proper education, proper healthcare development, proper transportation and proper sanitation, but not the rural areas. And rural residents may migrate to cities search of improved living standards and amenities. Okay, the fourth cause is education. Whenever we are seeing the education in the rural areas, it is not fully developed. It is not fully developed comparatively urban areas. Urban areas is having the more and more educational institutions comparatively rural areas. That's why, for the sake of good education, people are moving from rural areas to urban areas. It means limited educational opportunities in rural areas can drive young people to migrate to urban centers for higher education and skill development. Okay, higher education and skill development. Okay, the next cause is social and cultural factors. Changing the social norms and aspirations influenced by media and peer network often promote the idea of urban living as more modern and desirable. Okay, this cultural shift can encourage rural residents to migrate to cities in search of different lifestyle. In search of different lifestyle. See that the first cause is limited employment opportunities in the rural areas. The second cause is urban job opportunities. The third one is improved infrastructure and services. The fourth cause is education. The last cause is social and cultural factors. Next we have to know about consequences. See the consequences. The first consequence is, చూడండి అందరూ రూరల్ నుంచి అర్బన్కి వచ్చారనుకోండి, ఏమవుతుందండి, అర్బన్ ఓవర్ క్రౌడింగ్ అండ్ స్ట్రెయిన్ ఆన్ ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్. అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దిస్ ఈజ్ ద స్మాల్ టౌన్. When more and more people intruded in this particular urban area, usually this urban area can accommodate 10,000 people. If more and more rural people enters into this particular city, okay, the overcrowding will take place and it creates strain on infrastructure. It creates strain on infrastructure. It means rapid rural to urban migration can strain urban infrastructure such as housing, transportation, water supply and sanitation. Chudandi, this area can accommodate only 10,000 people, but if more and more people enters into this particular urban area, there is a problem of housing, transportation, water supply and sanitation. The next consequence is social integration challenges. Social integration challenges. The rural people can't mix very easily with urban people. Why? Because the rural culture is different, the urban culture is different. ఓకే, ఇనిషియల్గా ఎవరన్నా రూరల్ నుంచి అర్బన్ ఏరియాకి వచ్చారనుకోండి, అర్బన్ ఏరియాలో ఎలా ఉండాలో వాళ్ళకి అర్థం కాదు. దట్ ఈస్ నోన్ యాజ్ సోషల్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ ఛాలెంజెస్. మైగ్రెంట్స్ often face challenges in integrating into urban society due to cultural differences, language barriers and social discrimination. రూరల్ కల్చర్ తీసుకోండి, అర్బన్ కల్చర్ తీసుకోండి, రెండు నాట్ సేమ్ అండి, బోత్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్. అండ్ ఆల్సో లాంగ్వేజ్ బ్యారియర్స్ అండ్ సోషల్ డిస్క్రిమినేషన్. దిస్ ఈస్ ద మెయిన్ ప్రాబ్లం అసోసియేటెడ్ విత్ మైగ్రేషన్. The third consequence is urban poverty and informal sector employment. చూడండి, ఇందాకే చెప్పాను, this area can accommodate 10,000 people. If 20,000 people are there, what about the resources? And also what about the employment levels? Okay, if more and more people are there, definitely there should be a employment problem. Whenever the employment problem is there is a chance of increasing of poverty. Many rural migrants end up in informal sector, working in low paying jobs with little job security and access to social protections. Okay, the next consequence or next problem is pressure on urban environment. When more and more people are there in the urban areas, there should be definitely environmental impacts such as air and water pollution as well as deforestation and loss of biodiversity. ఎక్కువ మంది ఉన్నారనుకోండి, ఎక్కడన్నా చెట్లన్నీ కొట్టేసేయాలి కదా. ఈ చెట్లు కొట్టేయకపోతే there is no question of construction of houses. It means there should be a deforestation. Whenever the more and more people are there, there is a more chance of utilizing of vehicles. Whenever we are using the more and more vehicles, definitely there should be a air pollution and also loss of biodiversity. The last one is remittances and development. It is some of the positive side on the migration. Remittances is nothing but sending of money from one place to other place. Sending of money from one place to other place, general terms ani simple ga cheppali ante aa definition cheppachu. Sending of money from one place to other place is known as remittances. For example, oka bharya ఒక భర్త ఉన్నాడు అనుకోండి, భర్త ఏం చేస్తాడు, టౌన్కి వస్తాడు. ఎందుకు? ఇన్ సర్చ్ ఆఫ్ బెటర్ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్. ఇక్కడ టౌన్లో కొంచెం డబ్బులు సంపాదించిన తర్వాత he can send some amount of money to his wife who is living in the rural areas. That phenomena is known as remittances. Remittances sent back to rural areas by migrant workers can contribute to local development and poverty alleviation. These are the consequences. Addressing the challenges and harnessing the opportunities associated with rural to urban migration requires comprehensive policies that focuses on creating employment opportunities in rural areas, improving urban infrastructure and services, promoting inclusive urban planning and facilitating social integration and economic empowerment of migrants.